On this episode of the Drinky Drink Show.
Welcome! I like lions. I'm the most beautiful person I know. Hi, I'm Jesse.
I'm Aaron Inman. Today we're going to talk about wine labels. Mucho importante.
Having a cool label can set you apart from another wine brand, and so probably one of the most important things you can do when it comes to packaging. I don't think everybody realizes that. There's definitely some good ones, some bad ones, and some misinformed ones.
People say they don't like to judge a book by its cover, but the reality is they do.
So today we want to give people a little bit behind the scenes. We've done this a few times. We've created several different brands, and we've seen what works and what doesn't work.
We've been in the game a while, as they say.
And so there's a lot of things you should and shouldn't do, things we've learned over the last 5 labels that we've done, etc. And so it's nice to know, like, how do you get to that whatever's on the bottle? We'll show you.
When we got into the wine business, it was the mid-2000s. Our uncle had a brand called August Briggs. He built a winery in Calistoga. He had a silk screen with a gold leaf. We thought it was beautiful.
Beautiful label. Everyone thought it was beautiful. Very elegant.
Made a big impact on us. So when Jesse and I started our first brand, Romililly, in 2006, we immediately went to silk screen with a gold leaf. It just made sense. We thought it was elegant. We were making $35, $40 bottles of wine. It's what we knew, and we liked the aesthetic.
Also very pretty.
The label was a little safe in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And then when we decided to come out with Pinot Patch in 2011, it was kind of our answer to the recession. You know, it was a lower price point wine. This was meant to be on grocery store shelf at $12. And we kind of wanted to have that vintage, you trust your mechanic, his name's Tom, kind of reliability, trustworthiness, and that's why we went with this kind of old school patch. And
but with the name Pinot Patch, you can't do a whole lot. You kind of stuck to a patch. So we made the patch look as good as it could. And then we had Lucky Rock, and Lucky Rock was based on it. The story is great. It's what everybody wants.
Great, it's our story. We love it a lot.
What everybody wants in the wine business is a good story. We had a good story. The label was good, but it was, again, pretty safe. And so this one right here, based on mining. So that's the story.
Put it right there.
Yeah, right there.
Perfect.
And so, but we wanted it's kind of to steer away from the safeness that was Romililly and go a little bit more representative of ourselves. Yeah, edgy. I mean, we curse a lot, we have a lot of tattoos, and we don't want to roll. We want to roll up our sleeves. Like we had our sleeves down with these 2 brands.
Least intimidating tattooed guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah, they're very fancy. Actually, we started with a tattoo artist. He's been tattooing us for, I don't know, since we were 18 years old. And then
fake tattoo. Yeah. By the time we got to Lucky Rock 2.0, we knew that we wanted to be ourselves on a wine label, but also we knew it had to stand out on a shelf. So we said, let's do tattoo art, but tattoo art on a wine label can be very cheesy, unfortunately.
Especially a snake tattoo can be really cheesy.
Yeah, and we were very cognizant of that. So we went through the whole process, design process. It took us about 8 months. And it was a lot of storyboarding, it was a lot of taking different concepts and basically collaging, a little bit of moolah. And then Bill Kerr from Vertical Design, which is now part of Engine is Red, which is a wonderful marketing firm, helped us. He really allowed us to take our ideas and test them. So Bill Kerr, he kind of led us on our creative journey and reined us in when we started to get a little bit too squirrely. Squirrely is probably the right way to put it. And then we would bring in the tattoo artists, and they did a first rendition. And then from there we said, okay, we don't want it to be just tattoo flash. So that's when we found a designer, Derek Castle, out of Nashville.
Yeah, he did stuff for like, I think Miller Lite or Miller High Life, and he did stuff for Harley Davidson. He just did a poster or a shirt for one of my favorite brands, Devil Makes 3. Awesome.
Derek did a heck of a job. He basically took our ideas and put them into a polished version that once we saw it on the label, we were like, oh, that's wonderful. That's
wonderful. We said, that's wonderful.
And once we saw it on the label, we were like, that's it.
Yeah.
It was harmonious. And then from there, we added touches. Jesse was a big fan of paisley, so we did some hand-drawn paisley on there. We were really big into the vertical nature. The label really draws your eye down it. So you kind of have Lucky Rock here, the snake with the pickaxe here, and then the the vintage and things of that nature at the bottom. So it really kind of has this like synergistic nature. It really flows.
Yeah, and you got to pick your color, you got to pick your symbolism, you got to pick your paper, you got to pick your emboss, like basically how rigid and how much.
Was intimidating too. That was very intimidating to have. You know, when you go into the design firm, you've got them saying, "Oh, well, what emboss do you want? Which foil stamp?" And you're kind of like, "That one? I do this once every few years." For the tasting portion of today's episode, we decided to select the wines based just on the label. Each of us were going to go to the grocery store individually. He's going to pick one that he loved. I was going to pick one that I loved. He's going to pick one that he hated. I was going to pick one that I thought was
love and haters. Those are strong words.
So for my love label, I selected this bad boy.
You've talked about this a few times.
I really love the label. I think it's because I'm into street art and it's done by a graffiti artist. It's a winery over in Calistoga called Tank Garage Winery.
I think they only do each label one time. This is kind of like a cooler version of what Romililly, one of our first brands, our first brand that we own. It's a more hipster version of that. It's a little more modern. Crisp and lean for sure.
Just a tiny bit reductive too, just from barrel maybe.
A lot oaky, a lot buttery.
If you like Chardonnay from Napa Valley, this is probably right up your alley.
Yeah, it's not exactly what you'd expect when you pick that up, I think, looking at the label, but SFV vineyard.
STV.
SFV. And I picked this one as one of my more of the like side because it reminded me of kind of a 1970s kind of theme. I almost feel like there should be some shag carpet on the bottom.
I don't think it's owned by the Jolly Rancher Candy Company,
But they might have stock in
but they might have stock in the wine.
But it's a nice wine. It's a fruity, it's a good pool pounder, I think.
Yeah, it's like a lot of watermelon, strawberry. It's poundable. So for the label that I didn't like or thought was sleepy, and I think for this it actually just goes more to sleepy than hated it, was BALETTO. Because I think BALETTO makes good wine. Full disclosure, I've had their wine before, it's good. But I just have always thought this label is very sleepy. A lot of raspberry, strawberry, cola, a little bit of earth and spice. I mean, kind of classic Russian River stuff.
So this one is another, I picked 3 because I was only supposed to pick 2.
Middle child.
I wouldn't say I love it, but there's something that keeps attracting me to it.
Maybe it's the
Not
huge
sex-
lion on it.
It's the big lion. I think we were into comic books and stuff when we were kids.
I like lions.
And this bottle is heavy.
They're mucho grande. It's
Little
a little
disjointed.
green, the oak's a little disjointed.
That's what I always find is oak chips, which I'm almost sure this is. There's something, you get the oak flavor without the rounding flavors and
The
rounding.
maturation.
So for our 5th and final wine, we have writer's block.
We don't like to be overly negative. That's a thing that we have. But if
I hate being
if you were getting the honest version of us, we hate the label. I'm sorry, writer's block. It's just
got too many textures.
There's no
It's
synergy
got
to
too
it.
many fonts. It's
drawing
like my
lines.
11-year-old son did it in Photoshop with his butt.
Yeah, one of the nice things, Cab Franc is a parent of Cabernet Sauvignon, and one of the characteristics that I always consider with Cabernet Franc is its pepperiness and it's like currant, kind of red currant, because we all eat those all the time.
Red
You're
currant's
gonna
fancy.
exactly know what that tastes
Snowy
like.
County, dude.
But yeah, it's varietally correct, for
Yeah.
sure.
But let me read a little passage from the back here. Anyway, I'm done now.
Oh.
And I'm only 1/8 of the way through. The wine's good though. I showed this label to my grandma the other day and I was like, oh yeah, this is one I didn't like as much. And she's like, I really like it. I'm like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. So to finish off, we're gonna drink a little bit of BALETTO because even though it was a little bit of a sleepy label, the wine's really good. And that's really all that really
At the end
counts.
of the day, don't let the label stand in your way all the time. Thanks for joining us. See ya
Bye, y'all.
on the next episode.